Hey guys, figured I'd make a video on this just so I can finally get a good understanding about all of the little nicks and dimes that this car used to have back in the day. I have the original build sheet here, and it has a whole bunch of lists of options that they came with at the factory when it was brand new. And I just figured maybe I'd make a video and I just kind of go over every little thing that I've been slowly over time adding all these original features back to the car, in hopes to maybe kind of give it back to its original glory. So I guess we'll go over each one down the list, and then I'll kind of have a little video explaining each one. All right, first feature on this list was the front AS1 standard front harness. So in this car, I don't have the seat belts yet. They've been ordered, but they're coming in. That was the seat belts that were up here, but they've been covered up. I found the hole, but they'll be going in through soon. But regardless, it was these standard seat belts, not the deluxe, but the standard. These are the standard seat belts that were in the car from back to 1970. As you can see, there still are the original black ones. Next on the list is the A51. These are the black front seats, bucket seats, as you can see. Next on the list is B22 door emblem SS. Next up is B37, which is the original floor mats. Next up we have B93, which is door edge guards. These typically weren't down here. I don't have them installed in the car, but I have them in the trunk here. Next up is B96, which is wheel I'm not sure what the OPG stands for, but wheel molding, which is these guys that go around the wheel rim. Alright, next up we have CD2, which is windshield jar monitor. This is probably one of my favorite features on the car. See the green light, it shows means it's full. Next up was a standard feature, the side vents. I'd say interior passenger is what the IP stands for, which is these vents here. We pull these vents open on each end of the car, letting in air from the outside. Next up is the D55 console, center console, which is what we got right here. All functioning, door locks, everything. Next up is D88 hood and deck stripes. Next up was the F41 special performance suspension for the SS package. The rear sway bar. Next up was G94 to 331 rear axial differential. Next up is J50 for power brakes. As you can see, for master cylinder, we got CN. JL2 was for the power disc front brakes. Next up is the L34 V8 396. Unfortunately, she was lost to time, so she's currently running an 454 crate motor from Blueprint Motors, built to LS6 specifications. Next up is the M40, known as the Turbo 400 3-speed rock crusher. Got her right here. As you can see, 3 speeds. Next is N40, which is power steering. You will also note on the steering box is BA. The PL4 F70 was the tire size, with LTR as in lettering. WHLTR is white lettering on the side. She's currently running BFGs, not the original tires, but she does have white lettering on the side. Next up is a few of my favorites that took some time to do. First up is UF1, which is the mirror lamp. As you can see here, here's the mirror light, mirror lamp. Next up is UM1, which was the original AM radio with an 8-track player. As you can see, its radio is lost to time, but I try to keep her as original looking as possible with updated radio in it. Next we have U25, which is the luggage compartment lamp, which is the trunk light. Next we have U26, which is under hood lamp, which is the engine bay light. Next we have U27, which is the glove compartment lamp, which is right there. Next would be U28, I believe, got ripped off, but that would be as obvious as it looks, the ashtray lamp. Currently, Ashtray is not rocking any kind of lamps. I never got her hooked up because I'm running this cup holder here, and I don't really want to lose that with that light being on all the time. So I never hooked her up. Next is U29, which is interior passenger lamps, which we have one here, one light over there, one there, and one in the back. I'm not quite sure of the number on this. I think this might be U30, but this is windshield antenna, which you can see running up. Really hard to see the antenna, but running. The last row on this build sheet is FRS UNIGDY. Stands for Firestone Uni tires or Goodyear tires. Unfortunately, I don't have neither. I have BFGs right now. But once these tires are done, I think we might be going to the Goodyear or Firestone. Next up is the Malibu Coupe hardtop. As you can see, she's a hardtop. Alright, next up is lower 55 medium gold paint job and upper 55 medium gold paint job, meaning this was no vinyl top. The gold was all around. Unfortunately, as you know, my car was not gold. It was actually, this color's 55 was champagne gold. But as you know, I like the red better, and it clearly looks better than medium gold. Next up is the TRM black trim, standing for the interior being all black. Last but not least is the ZL3 SS conversion. This pretty much just describes to anyone working at the plant back in the day that all these Malibus coming down the factory line, this one specifically was to be converted to an SS 396. So that pretty much is it. Pretty much going over this build sheet for this car. I kind of hope that this answered some questions to some people who didn't really understand what these codes meant. It took me a while to kind of get this all figured out. But once you do have it all figured out, it just kind of makes me want to tinker on adding all these other features. Like one of these days, we'll get that ashtray lamp in there, the original radio, maybe the tires. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever go to the gold again, but she looks pretty as she is. Well, thanks for watching, guys.